Imagine this, a tiny grain of pollen floating in the air. A silent flower waiting, no heartbeat, no brain, yet it knows exactly what to do. Now imagine a human baby, born after 9 months. Billions of cells working together, all starting from a single moment. Different worlds, different bodies, different rules. But here's the shocking truth. The same biological goal connects them all, from the quiet love story of flowers to the complex reproduction of animals, and finally, to humans, the most advanced form of life on Earth. How does life pass itself forward? Why does reproduction look simple in plants, but incredibly complex in animals and humans? Today, we're going on a journey, from flowers to humans, to uncover the hidden science of reproduction. Life on Earth has one powerful rule. Life must continue. But how does life do that? This process is called reproduction. Reproduction is the biological process by which living organisms produce new individuals of their own kind. It is not about survival of one organism. It is about the survival of an entire species, from the smallest plant to the largest animal, and even humans. Every living being follows this rule. Without reproduction, life would end in just one generation. No plants, no animals, no humans. Reproduction allows life to pass information forward, genes, traits, and characteristics, from parents to the next generation. And here's something important. Reproduction does not happen in just one way. Nature uses different methods to continue life. Some are simple, some are complex, and some are incredibly advanced. Life continues in many different ways. Nature doesn't rely on a single rule. It creates multiple paths to move life forward. These paths are called types of reproduction. The first path is asexual reproduction. Here, life continues with only one parent. No partner is needed. The new organism forms as a near-perfect copy of the original. The second path is sexual reproduction. This process requires two parents. Special reproductive cells combine, creating a new individual with unique traits. One method is fast and efficient. The other is slow but powerful. Asexual reproduction helps life spread quickly. Sexual reproduction helps life evolve and adapt. Both methods exist for one reason: to make sure life never stops. Now, let's begin with the simplest form of reproduction, the one that laid the foundation for life on Earth: asexual reproduction. Some life forms don't wait for a partner. They have a simpler, faster way to create new life. This is called asexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, only one parent is needed. No fusion of cells, no courtship, no delay. A single organism can give rise to many copies of itself. The offspring looks almost identical to the parent, like a mirror image, perfect for stable environments where change is minimal. This method is incredibly efficient. It allows plants, bacteria, and simple animals to spread quickly, colonize new areas, and survive even in harsh conditions. But there's a catch. Since all offspring are almost identical, there is less genetic variation. If the environment changes suddenly, the species may struggle to adapt. Despite this, asexual reproduction has been the foundation of life for millions of years, allowing life to flourish before more complex methods evolved. Next, we'll explore the different types of asexual reproduction and see how even plants and simple animals have unique strategies to make life continue. Asexual reproduction is simple, but life has many clever ways to do it. One method is binary fission, common in bacteria. Here, a single cell divides into two identical cells, a perfect, lightning-fast copy. Another method is budding, seen in organisms like hydras. A small outgrowth forms on the parent, grows, and eventually detaches to live independently. Some animals use fragmentation. If their body breaks into pieces, each piece can grow into a completely new organism. And in plants, there's vegetative propagation. Stems, roots, or leaves can develop into new plants, like strawberry runners or potato tubers. Even without a partner, life finds ways to thrive and multiply. Each method is perfectly adapted to the organism's environment, ensuring that life continues, strong and steady. Next, we will move to the other path, Sexual reproduction, where life takes a more complex but powerful approach, allowing species to evolve and adapt in ways asexual reproduction cannot. While asexual reproduction is fast and simple, life sometimes needs more than just copies. Enter sexual reproduction, a process that requires two parents and brings something entirely new into the world. In sexual reproduction, special cells called gametes from the male and female combine. This fusion, called fertilization, creates a new individual with a mix of traits from both parents. This method is slower and more complex than asexual reproduction, but it comes with an extraordinary advantage: genetic variation. Variation gives life the power to adapt, survive changes in the environment, and evolve into stronger, more resilient species. From tiny flowers to large mammals, sexual reproduction is nature's way of ensuring that each generation is unique and capable of thriving in a changing world. Next, we will explore reproduction in plants, where sexual reproduction first became highly visible and beautifully structured. Now that we've seen how sexual reproduction works, let's look at one of its earliest and most beautiful forms. In plants, plants may seem stationary, but they have developed clever ways to reproduce. Some reproduce asexually, spreading quickly through roots, stems, or leaves. Others use sexual reproduction, with flowers as the stage for life's next generation. A flower isn't just decoration. It's a complex reproductive system. Inside its petals lie the male and female organs, designed to create new life in perfect harmony. Pollination, fertilization, seed formation, all of these steps happen in silence. Yet they are miracles of nature, ensuring that life continues from one season to the next. From tiny pollen grains floating in the air to fruits holding seeds for the future, plants show us that life can flourish even without movement, through strategies both simple and extraordinary. Next, we will dive deep into the structure of a flower to understand exactly how plants make reproduction happen. A flower may look delicate and simple, but inside, it's a miniature reproductive factory. The outermost layer, the sepals, protects the flower before it blooms. Next are the petals, colorful and fragrant, designed to attract pollinators like bees, butterflies, and birds. Inside the petals, the real magic happens: the reproductive organs. The male part, called the stamen, produces pollen, the carrier of male genetic material. The female part, called the pistil or carpel, contains the ovary, where seeds will eventually form. Every component has a purpose. Every shape and color evolve to ensure the next generation of plants survives. Inside every flower, the male reproductive system is called the stamen. It has two main parts: the anther and the filament. The anther is the pollen factory. It produces tiny grains called pollen, each carrying the male genetic material. The filament acts like a delicate stalk, holding the anther high, so pollinators or the wind can easily pick up the pollen. Pollen may be small, but it is powerful. It carries the blueprint for the next generation of plants. Without it, fertilization cannot occur, and seeds would never form. In nature, pollen travels in astonishing ways, by wind, insects, birds, or even water, all to reach the female part of another flower, continuing the chain of life. At the heart of every flower lies the female reproductive system, called the pistil or carpel. It is the stage where new life begins. The pistil has three main parts: the stigma, a sticky platform that captures pollen; the style, a slender tube that guides the pollen down; and the ovary, the chamber where the ovules, or future seeds, are housed. When pollen lands on the stigma, it starts an incredible journey down the style, towards the ovules in the ovary. This is the critical step where fertilization will occur. The design is precise, elegant, and perfectly tuned by nature. Without the pistil, flowers could not produce seeds or continue life. Pollen must travel from the male part of a flower to the female stigma to create new life. This journey is called pollination. Self-pollination happens when pollen from the same flower lands on its own stigma. It's quick, safe, and ensures reproduction even in isolated plants. Cross-pollination occurs when pollen moves from one flower to another. Wind, insects, birds, and even water can carry pollen across distances, mixing genes and creating diverse offspring. Pollination is precise and vital. Each pollen grain is tiny, yet carries the blueprint for a new plant, making life continue across fields, forests, and gardens. When pollen lands on the stigma, it begins an incredible journey down the style. A tiny tube grows, carrying the male cell toward the ovule inside the ovary. Inside the ovule, the male and female cells meet and unite. This process is called fertilization, and it marks the very first moment of a new plant's life. The result is a zygote, a single cell that contains traits from both parent plants. From this zygote, the entire plant will develop roots, stems, leaves, and eventually flowers of its own. Fertilization is nature's way of blending strength, diversity, and potential, turning invisible cells into the visible miracle of a seed. After fertilization, the ovule begins to transform. It develops into a seed, the tiny package that carries the blueprint for a new plant. At the same time, the ovary around the seed grows into a fruit. Fruits protect the seeds and help them spread, whether by wind, water, or animals that eat and carry them. Each seed contains everything needed to grow a new plant, from the roots that anchor it to the leaves that gather sunlight, and the stem that supports its journey toward life. Seeds can remain dormant for weeks, months, or even years, waiting for the right conditions to sprout. In this way, plants ensure that life continues, season after season, generation after generation. Animals, unlike plants, move, hunt, and interact, yet their goal is the same: to continue life. Most animals reproduce sexually, requiring a male and a female. The male produces sperm, carrying genetic material, while the female produces eggs, ready to be fertilized. In humans, this system is highly organized. The male reproductive system produces millions of sperm, designed to travel and meet the female egg. The female reproductive system prepares a safe environment for the egg, supports fertilization, and nurtures the developing embryo. Some animals, like fish and amphibians, use external fertilization, releasing eggs and sperm into water. Others, including humans and most mammals, rely on internal fertilization, protecting the developing life inside the mother. From insects to mammals, from tiny eggs to human embryos, the same principle guides life. Male and female collaboration creates the next generation. In some animals, reproduction happens outside the body. This is called external fertilization. Fish and amphibians often release eggs and sperm directly into water. The eggs float freely while sperm swims toward them, hoping to meet and fertilize them. This method produces hundreds or even thousands of eggs, because not all will survive. Water acts as a medium, helping the sperm reach the eggs, but also exposing them to predators and environmental risks. External fertilization is fast, simple, and effective in aquatic environments. It allows life to continue even in species that cannot carry embryos internally. Next, internal fertilization takes life a step further, protecting the developing offspring inside the parent. In many animals, reproduction happens inside the body. This is called internal fertilization. Here, the male's sperm meets the female's egg within her reproductive system, providing a protected environment for fertilization. Birds, reptiles, and mammals, including humans, rely on this method. It increases the chances of survival for the offspring, shielding the embryo from predators and harsh conditions. Internal fertilization also allows the parent to nurture the developing young, ensuring that life is not only created, but carefully supported until it can survive on its own. This method is slower and more complex than external fertilization, but it is essential for species that produce fewer, larger offspring, like mammals, where each new life is precious. Humans, like other mammals, reproduce sexually, relying on the union of male and female reproductive cells. The male reproductive system produces millions of sperm, each carrying genetic information to combine with the female's egg. The female reproductive system produces eggs and provides a protected environment for fertilization and development. Human reproduction is complex and carefully timed. It involves hormones, cycles, and the nurturing of a developing embryo for months inside the mother's body. Unlike many animals, humans give birth to a single offspring at a time, investing energy, care, and protection to ensure survival and healthy development. This system highlights not just survival, but the evolution of life toward complexity, intelligence, and care. The human reproductive system is designed for one purpose: to create and nurture new life. The male system produces sperm in the testes, which travel through a network of tubes to reach the female egg during reproduction. It is built for delivery and fertilization, producing millions of sperm daily to ensure success. The female system is equally remarkable. The ovaries release eggs in cycles, while the uterus provides a safe, nourishing environment for a fertilized egg to develop into an embryo. Hormones regulate every step, triggering maturation, ovulation, and preparation for pregnancy. Together, these systems demonstrate the precision and complexity of human life, where every part has a role in continuing the species. Life begins the moment a sperm cell meets an egg inside the female reproductive system. This is fertilization, creating a single cell called a zygote. The zygote divides and multiplies, forming an embryo. Over weeks and months, it grows, developing organs, limbs, and a heartbeat. Inside the mother's womb, the embryo becomes a fetus, fully dependent on her for nourishment and protection. This 9-month journey is a delicate balance of growth, adaptation, and survival. Finally, birth occurs. The culmination of cellular precision, biological design, and maternal care. A new human enters the world, ready to continue the story of life, just as every generation before has done. From the tiniest pollen grain drifting on the wind, to seeds hidden inside fruits, from fish spawning in water, to mammals carrying life within them, and finally, to humans, where every birth is a miracle. Reproduction is the thread that connects all living beings. It shows us that life, in all its forms, shares one purpose: to continue, evolve, and thrive. The story of life is a story of connection. Genes passed from one generation to the next, diversity emerging through adaptation, and life persisting against all odds. From flowers to humans, the science of reproduction reveals the beauty, complexity, and resilience of life itself. Every seed, every cell, every new life is a reminder. Life always finds a way. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a chance to explore the wonders of science with us.